So we going this way, we gonna be loud and proud about it. Now I wanna hear y'all like they were your family, like they were your brothers, your sisters, your fathers, your mothers, your sons, your daughters. What's his name? George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor! Black lives matter! 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 And what's her name? Breonna Taylor! 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 What's his name? George Floyd! 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 No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Do we want justice today or tomorrow? Today! Do we want peace today or tomorrow? Today! Who's gonna die tomorrow? Nobody! Are we gonna allow it to happen? No! Who's gonna keep him in check? When are you gonna do it? Man, I'm about to die. I love her. I love her. I love her. I love all y'all. George Floyd. So what's his name? George Floyd. 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 Let's go to another march. Let's get this shit out of here.
We have something else that we have with a lot of people where you see people going to the drug community because they don't have outlets. Like people, like I saw your shirt. I have a lot of friends that cannot play baseball because of where they're from, because they cannot get to it. My grandpa came here illegally, and he got his papers. He knew how to play cello, he knew how to play piano, guitar, and accordion. But because he didn't have the outlets for it, he couldn't do it. He knew how to do it, but there's no one who can support him on it. And that's one thing you need to do with these communities. We have a lot of people that don't have the opportunities that other people have. Radical. Where we have people that are not systematically oppressed, and because of that, they cannot go play sports or something that they're actually good at. They cannot move in sciences and cure cancers or cure diseases that other people could. They have ideas, but they're not allowed to because they're in places that will not allow them to. And that's unjust. But we made systems that allow it to. Note in the 13th Amendment, it says that slavery is illegal unless by due punishment. Where you have these prison systems that keep them in there because they did one thing in there, let me add them another thing, and then add them on. Now they're in there for the rest of their lives. I have people that are in jail that I know that are family members that are never going to get out because they made one bad mistake, because they tripped up with the cop, because they tripped up with just a friend, because they got an altercation, because of a false call. That's one thing too, where you have people calling the police. They called police on my brother because they were just making some noise at their school, and the neighbors got mad until they were asking him questions instead of all of his white friends. That's one thing that we have here too. Also, this about Boise though, coming here all the time, talking to some of the cops, not from this, but before, people that I know that are cops, they're pretty fine here. But in Nampa and Caldwell, it's a bit different. It's a bit different. It's real different. I have friends that are black who get charged from a party, and they get in trouble, and they get time in juvie, while their white friends get nothing, and they get okay, and they just go to their parents and now that. That's a problem we have in America right now, and we have it here. And I'm glad this happened. I never thought in my life, living in Idaho, that this would ever happen. I thought it would be some northern KKK and neo-Nazis, some down here, some bad cops, and then I probably moved to like Moses Lake, Washington, and that was it. But I say this, it's sad to say that George Floyd died. You see all these people dying, but because of it, we're leading to this whole revolution that's happened all around the country. And everyone here, I'm so happy that y'all are here. It's so impressive to me that this is happening in Idaho. Thank you. It's impressive, it's powerful. And I hope this keeps on going. But what I'll say to you all is that what are you going to do after this? Really, what are you going to do? I hope you guys have discussions about this, really about racism and what it does. My third grade teacher gave me a whole thing where all right, kids who have blue eyes, and this is the whole test we did for the whole school for the whole day. Everyone with blue eyes goes lunch first. Everyone with black eyes gets on the wall and says, cannot go to recess. Everyone with black hair, all right, you don't have to do the test. All right, now, if you have this clothes and you look like this, you don't have to do another test. And almost all the kids were just confused and scared about it. But you need those scenarios. You need to go through that because it really teaches you that nothing's in this country, it's not equal. It's really not. Look at all of it. People don't know this. Calvin Coolidge, a lot of those members, a lot of presidents were KKK members. People don't know that. And that's really bad. You need to really educated about this. I'm not saying you need to have white guilt or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you need to have discussions with people. It doesn't have to be with color, just people in your family. Understand what you have and what other people don't have. That's it.
Who's done a million wrongs, but they have billions of dollars and they get away scot-free. Whereas you could have somebody who's done one wrong and they have no dollars and they end up in prison. And that monetized aspect of our justice system is something that needs to change. I think it's something that goes beyond race. It's just an injustice that goes very deep within our society. And at this point, you honestly can buy your way out of prison, no matter how much wrong you've done. And that's something that needs to change.
In America, we monetize a lot of things. Very much, we monetize the prison system. We monetize just like housing. We overinflate it, and we put it in places where it shouldn't be, where the money should go. One thing I see is like the military budget, where it's not really going to preserve and protect. Like, why do you need another nuclear weapon? Why do you need to make another tank in a place that it should be already safe when we've been there for over 30 years now? I'm referring to the Middle East. We went to Iraq because of supposedly possibly having nuclear weapons, but no proof of it. Right away, you saw the oil industry boost because of that. 500%. Some companies, 500% their whole profits. Not gross profits, just their net after fact. You saw that. We have it with the gun thing. That's what I'll say about that, is that gun control is not an issue in my opinion. It's just people, the background check is it. It's really easy to get a gun. In Montana, it's not really a wait. I know that for a fact. I have friends that get it like that. And they'll just give you the ammo, they'll give you the gun, and that's it. You'll go home. And you really need that here. For what it's worth, I don't see one person here pull a gun on me once. I talked to a neo-Nazi last week. Didn't pull a gun on me. You had a
nice conversation. I don't agree with his views, but I understand what he had a right in mind. They didn't have to pull that gun on me. You know what I mean? Because he could have. His beliefs would background that and check that. And that's one thing I want to mention is like, just because someone doesn't agree with you, like those people or the cops or someone in your family, doesn't mean you should ostracize them and you should out them out. Because their opinion matters too. They are also a person of Idaho. And you should, whether or not you agree with them. I don't agree with a lot of their points. I don't agree with Trump. I don't think it was right to kick out a bunch of protesters peacefully to just hold up a Bible at a church. That's despicable. That's real despicable. I understand though, that when people are rioting and just looting because of the thrill of it, because of 3 months of economic turmoil, I understand that sometimes you need to put people in there, but you do not need to say you need to loot, you need to start shooting. You do not need to shoot on American citizens. Marines have ostracized saying that they will not attack the American people because they know it's wrong. You don't need to use military force. We're getting to a point in America that it's becoming very close to fascism. It's right up there. And it's legal. And I'll tell you why. Universal executive theory, made by Dick Cheney and a lot of other people, saying that because of time of crisis or times of war, the president can use military and active force when need be. That's a legal thing. So what they're doing, it seems illegal, and it should be. All things that they're doing is illegal, but it's not. And we allow it to happen because we hide it behind something else. We hide it. We talk about this other issue, or the death tax, or we talk about, let's talk about what we're showing the TV of leftist or right views, and we deflate it and we move it to somewhere else. You know what I mean? We shouldn't, like, I have a problem with the whole immigration thing. I really do. I understand that a lot of people come here for a lot of different reasons. My grandpa came here illegally because he needed freedom because of people where he's from. Because a lot of people are dying where he's from. I understand that. At the same time, I understand that there's a lot of people here who come here criminally. There was a man who came here in Idaho, I forget his name, I don't feel like remember his name, because he killed a bunch of people and he sold heroin constantly and he wasn't charged for it. He got away 9 times. Like that right there is a criminal. I understand that. But you do not need to hurt little kids and divide them from their parents. It's real hard coming from a different nation. I've had many people tell me that it's real hard. I lived in Idaho my life. I'm very blessed to understand English and all that. Because if I didn't, I'd be ostracized from where I was from. I really would be. Because we had a lot of racists in my neighborhood. We had a crack dealer in our neighborhood who just hated me. I almost got jumped 4 times because I'm brown. And it's hard. It's hard to explain to people. And I'll say this. If you don't understand it, just listen about it and just like try to have an open mind about it. That's what I'll say about that. You know?
Let's talk to our local officials and stay involved in your local elections, okay? That's how we can have a voice in this also. So it's us writing emails, it's us making phone calls that's going to put the pressure where it needs to be put. This is all well and good. It's great to see you all out here tonight. But we need to back that with letters. We need to back that with phone calls. And you know, a lot of your tax dollars are letting people go. So I mean, it kind of comes down to part of the issue, I think, is that a lot of police officers feel like they have a pass. And they have a pass because they know the justice system is behind them. So that's where we need to start looking. We need to look at our local officials that are involved with this. And that's all I wanted to say.
How you guys doing? I kind of lost my voice last night from all the screaming and yelling from last night. In the process, I want you guys to know and understand, stay focused, okay? In the process of us marching, of us chanting, hooting, hollering, stay focused on the message, okay? Like I told you guys last night, you're only gonna fix this world one second, one breath, one step, one day, week, month, a year at a time. You're not going to accomplish your goal by 12 a.m. tonight. It is not going to happen. This race in my pain and all the people colors of pain, it's enduring. It hurts. I'm angry. But I'm going to be intellectual enough to not to lead with anger. I promise you guys that. I appreciate your individualism to coming out to exercise your privileges as you see fit. I promise you guys, I appreciate it. People of color appreciate it. But what I really need you guys to do is stay focused. Stay focused on the message. All right? I read the message last night. I'm going to read it again today. I read the message last night. I'm going to read it again today. Like I said, I love your energy and I love your effort. It's so much appreciated. All right? But I really need you guys to stay focused. All right? We can only fix Boise. All right? And like I said last night, the greater Boise area, and I'll get into the message in a minute. But the message will be lost. The more widespread, the more distracted. Every person who shows up will cause you to look to your left and your right. And you'll keep looking to your left and your right, because every time you look to your left, another person show up and you look to your left again. And another person show up and you look to your left again. And it'll keep happening, you look to your left again. And before you know it, you've done a complete 360. You have to stay focused. All right? I promise you, as a black man in America, I've dealt with it all. And I tell you guys, honestly, I came up in a high school. I came up with a high school where I was one of 4 black kids out of 3,000 students. Some of them were my best friends in life, and some of them I wanted to be like there was no tomorrow. But I overcome my strength in every situation, every circumstance. I've always overcome moments of weakness. As you continue to exercise your privilege, I ask you to continue to overcome your moments of weakness. Do not get distracted. Once you get distracted, your message is lost. If you lose the message as an individual, my message, people of color message is lost. Anybody who's talked to me out here, and since I've been out here for the past couple of days, they know I am not looking for publicity. I do not want this position. At the same time, I refuse to allow this message to be lost. All right? So, I'm really, really big on the foundation of everything I invest myself in. Right now, it's the foundation of this message. I kind of feel like that's starting to get lost, and I refuse to allow that to happen. So at this time, I'm going to pull out my phone. I'm going to read to you guys the message that I typed up. It is not a completed message. I'm only in the works. It took me about 3 minutes yesterday to come up with this. And with me coming up with it, I'm only reading you guys a rough draft. All right? And it's one of 2 messages. The message to get across. We the people of the greater Boise area. And when I explained the greater Boise area last night, we the people of the greater Boise area. And when I say the greater Boise area, I'm talking about as far north as Milton, as far south as Kuna, as far west as Conwell, and as far east as my own home. We the people all should invest time, energy, and effort into standing united for the prevention, intervention, and awareness of racism, prejudices, bigotry, hatred, and all forms of incompetent injustices for, to, and against each other, and to the letter of the law. The message is not to discount, discredit, demean, desecrate any person, any law enforcement official, any buildings, monuments, businesses, or personal property. Anything that needs to be said or heard from a person of color regarding our enduring pain and persistent effort to push past this pandemic that has plagued our nation in generations will not and should not come with the hindrance or interference of the way that anyone desires or continues to desire to live his or her lifestyle. The focus of this message is to police up the front yard of the greater Boise area and the loving state of Idaho. We do that by no longer enabling black or white silence. We do that by maneuvering throughout the local area without ill will or mischievous intentions against each other, regardless of origin, race, creeds, or colors. We do it by seeking forgiveness for all of our failures, incompetencies, transgressions from yesterday's history. We achieve that forgiveness with our actions of being better towards each other today and by the results of tomorrow. Keep in mind, this is an unfinished message. But this message will get finished with your energy and your effort and how you choose to invoke your privilege here tonight. And every other night, every day thereafter. We have to preach the language that we want to live. We have to preach the language that we want in the legislature. We have to. We cannot give up. We cannot quit. We cannot get distracted. We cannot distract each other. It takes one person. It takes one incompetent act to ruin everything that everyone is investing so much time to get here and be here for. I'm not going to take too much of your time because he said you guys are getting ready to move again. I thank you guys for listening. I pray and I beg for you guys to stay focused. I pray that you guys remember the message. Please do not get lost. Thank you.